What we're doing today is endorsing the vision of the Greenlight Pinellas plan. The fact that the Greenlight Pinellas plan includes transformational bus improvements, the rail improvements as identified through the alternative analysis, and the land use visions that are identified through the work that we've done with the Pinellas MPO and PSTA. Those are the three technical elements. Now, and only now, can we really develop a full an implementation plan of all those elements and a financial plan that will be completed and presented to you at your October PSTA board meeting. But again, the comprehensive community bus plan has been completed now. The technical work on that has been completed. As you know, it had 3 scenarios. It had an optimal scenario with essentially no financial constraints. It had a no new revenue scenario, which you saw last month from the consultants, where if the sales tax is not approved by the voters, that then how we would still adjust the bus system to more of a grid-like system, but it would be less than what we have today. And then the new revenue scenario, which is the planned scenario under which if a 1% sales tax were approved and the PSTA property tax were to go away. And that is what, you have not approved that yet. And so that is what is incumbent in this action today, is to approve the new revenue scenario coming out of the bus plan, which has approximately 65% increase in the bus service compared to what we have today. It goes from the current hub and spoke system we have today with low frequency to a high frequency grid network. It has rapid corridors included in the plan on a number of our most high frequency routes on US 19, Ulmerton, Central, or First Avenue North and South. That defines the core network that then the rest of the system complements with new frequencies and new connections over to Hillsborough County and to Tampa, about 4 times as much service over to Tampa, and to the one speaker, finally service in the evenings and on weekends over to the Tampa, and for the first time, Tampa International Airport. Community circulators, increases to our tourist-oriented trolleys is all in the bus plan. And then probably something we heard most through all of the public engagement we've been doing related to the bus service is expanded hours of service, later evening service. Stop having the buses end at 6 o'clock at night. That doesn't really work, even though the highest ridership is before that. If you run the buses later at night, that doesn't necessarily carry as many people, but it carries more people in the midday or at the rush hour if you allow people that nighttime service. It all affects each other. And we heard that from the public, and we just heard it today. It does include the future plan for a passenger rail system from St. Petersburg to Clearwater. I think you possibly have heard about this. This was approved more than a year ago, and we are approving that the Greenlight Plan vision includes the rail plans that were included in the Pinellas alternative analysis. And then last but not least, the work that the PSTA has been paying for in coordination with the MPO to look at how the land use around the 16 proposed station locations might change over time. As you know, we had a number of charrettes focused very specifically around each station location and invited developers and owners and businesses and stakeholders in that area. So when we were around the Morton plant in Clearwater, the room was dominated by people representing Morton plant and businesses and land owners around that area. When we were down in St. Pete, we just had our final meeting on Monday, and it was focused on circulating through downtown St. Petersburg. But again, this is a plan that we are documenting and putting together, mostly in the form of renderings and computerized renderings of how the land use can change or can develop over time. And then this work will now be taken over by the cities and the Pinellas Planning Council to develop the zoning requirements and the zoning changes that are needed to implement these plans. We don't want this to be a pretty picture book that goes on the shelf. It has to be implemented by the member jurisdictions along the alignment. So again, the action today is sort of the first step, and it's largely symbolic. It is to approve of the Greenlight Plan vision. This is the vision for the Greenlight Plan, so that then when we start the consulting, the financial work, which is your next agenda item, this is what they are phasing in. This is what the financial analysis, that they are using these assumptions based on these elements: the bus, the rail, and the land use changes. I'll be glad to take any questions, and I think we have some public comment.
Move approval.
Second.